What's up guys, Will here with Rennthusiast. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you guys why I just bought another 993 in spite of already owning a Polar Silver 993. I'm also going to share with you guys a couple of the water-cooled cars that I've picked up recently. Yes, I've been very busy, and I'll give you a preview of some videos that I'll be doing on those cars. One is a 981 GT4, and the other one is a 991.2 Coupe in manual. If you're interested in being notified when I do publish those videos and you're not already a subscriber, definitely subscribe. Let us now jump into the main content. Hello viewers, here we are, my new to me 1995 Porsche 993 C2 Coupe. Grand Prix white on cashmere, has a couple of mods done to it. I have plans for this car. I'd love to bounce them off of you guys. Maybe you can share with me in the comments your thinking. I'll get to that in a moment. Before I start in on this car though, I want to address some of the comments, questions that I've gotten lately about my car ADD and my buying and selling. So first of all, I'm not a dealer, I'm a private collector. I feel very fortunate that I'm able to kind of buy and sell these cars just to enjoy them myself. Cool thing about Porsches is they tend to hold their value, and so I've been kind of cycling out some of my collection and enjoying some appreciation and some value retention. So this is a 991.2 that I picked up recently. I feel like I'm in it really good, financially speaking. Wonderful car for dailying purposes. That's what I've been doing with it. I will do a dedicated video or two on this car. It's very cool. I've also picked up this 981 GT4 recently. Oh man, I'm gonna be doing some content on this as well. This is, I'll just go ahead and say it objectively, the nicest car I've ever owned. And then of course I still have my Polar Silver 993, and we'll talk a little bit about that, why I would buy this Grand Prix white car when I already own a 993. I'll get into that in a moment. Then of course I also have the 76 911 mid-year in ice cream metallic, and I have plans for that car that I'll get into in a future video. Let's talk a little bit about this car. First of all, full disclosure, Grand Prix white is not my favorite color. I do like cashmere, there's no doubt there. So like, why would I buy a 993 in a color that I don't love? Well, I met a guy by the name of Nathan Mers. He and I did a video together recently on how to do a pre-purchase inspection on a 997. But you know, doing that video allowed me to pick his brain. Now, he's very well respected in the Porsche world, and his take on buying, you know, Porsches in general is, if you find one that's very high quality and you can live with the color, then you can't go wrong. And so that was why I jumped on this car. So this car belonged to a friend of mine, and you know, he's been fighting with selling it off and on, and he finally decided to put it on P-Car Market. And when I called him the other day, he told me that. He said it was getting ready to go live. And I'm like, man, you know, I would like to buy that car from you. And so we ended up putting a deal together on the car. I'm really pleased. I've seen him roll in this car. I've followed this car at pace, I should say. It's a great car. I've put a paint meter on this car, all over this car, and it seems to be 100% original paint. The interior is absolutely mint. As you can see, I mean, geez, car has 96,000 miles on it, but it's like it's brand new inside. And this, folks, is why I bought this car. So if you are a long-term viewer of the channel, then you know I have had a lot of fun with this Polar Silver 993. I have modified it pretty thoroughly. I'll put a card up to the video playlist about the 993 and my journey with it. And I definitely like the mods. I like the behavior of the car. It is fun to rip. It's got good suspension on it. The interior is definitely dialed to be mine. But I have really been kind of missing an all original 993. So pause on that point. You may be saying, hey man, this isn't original. You've got a ducktail on it. You've got RS splitters on it. And you're absolutely right. Now, my plan is to reverse these two mods. So I have currently the original bumper parts that go where those splitters are. I have those at the paint shop getting done up in Grand Prix white. And I also have the original deck lid that I will be replacing this ducktail with. So, you know, I want to know, truly, I really want your opinion. Like, do you think it's a mistake for me to reverse these mods or not? I just think this car is it's more appealing to me in stock condition, with the exception of this script and these MYO2 wheels. I used to run these wheels on my Polar Silver car. Always loved the look. And what's really interesting about what Wes, the previous owner, did with these wheels is he painted them Vice Gold to match the Vice Gold Carrera script. And I feel like truly, the more I look at this, the more I really dig that. I think it takes an otherwise kind of mundane color and makes the car like just funky enough to be interesting and unexpected. And so very stoked about that. As far as the mechanical condition of the car, largely fantastic. There are two things I'm going to deal with. Actually, day after tomorrow, I'm dropping the car off. Car needs a clutch. It's unfortunate, but it just is what it is. The take-up point of the clutch, the engagement point, very close to the floor, and the clutch is very heavy. That's what's going to happen. Of course, it's not going to be cheap, but that's okay. Second thing I got to take a good hard look at is I'm going to go through, or I'm going to have Charles, my mechanic, who you guys have seen on the channel, he's going to go through with his yellow pad, as he does. He'll pick the car apart, and I'm sure he'll find things it needs. And then the car with 96,000 miles on it, it's going to need its 90,000 mile factory service. So there's that. So guys, I will do some more content on this car here. I will say this, I have a major conundrum on my hands. So bought this car, it scratches an itch. Really, there's two conundrums, I should say. The first is, and you guys are going to be shocked, I'm frankly fed up with air-cooled. I've gotten my ass kicked by many repairs, including on the 76. I did several videos about the transmission problem with that car, and I'll do a wrap-up video on how much it's cost me to get that all sorted, but spoiler alert, I think it's like 15 or 16 grand. Sucks. So that's dampened my enthusiasm for the car. I'll get into all of that in a future video. But yeah, I'm just kind of tired of the repair end of things, and what I've landed on is, because I have car ADD and because I've been chasing air-cooleds, like those two factors can definitely get me hurt. Meaning that every car shows up needing something, and because I like buy them and sell them so quickly, I just get pummeled by the repairs. So I'm getting out of air-cooled, and I'm gonna do water-cooled for a while. These are fantastic cars, man. I just, you know, I think we all progress on our own Porsche journey, and this has been mine. I'm finally kind of getting back into the water-cooled, but again, that's a different topic. So the conundrum is this. I initially moved on this Grand Prix white car because I believed that I would sell the Polar Silver car to make room for it, but the other day, I took this car down and, you know, I decided to sell it. Put the car on the ground, and I started to take the wheels off, and I looked at the car, I'm like, damn, I don't think I can sell this thing. It's my first air-cooled Porsche, blah, blah, blah. So I just took this car to a rally that I hosted along with a couple buddies. Really cool weekend. I'll do a recap of that. Talk to you guys about future events I'll be doing. But put 1,100 miles in on this Polar Silver car, and I think maybe I'm at a place where I'm ready to sell it. This right here really aligns with my vision. I really decided a little while back that I want one solid air-cooled Porsche, which is gonna be a 993, because I found them to be the most reliable in my stable. And so that's really why I moved on this. I wasn't gonna pursue one for the reasons I shared with you. I just didn't have it in me to go find one, pay up, go through the repair process. But when this car presented itself to me, I really felt like it was fate. And again, it's a known car. Yeah, it's gonna cost me a little bit to get right, but I know it's solid. And so that's the update, guys. I know that a lot of you have been watching my social media and you're like, holy shit, man, this guy's in and out. And indeed I am in and out, but you know, it's just how I am. And so I'm sure there's some of you out there that are the same way. I'll be doing an intro video of this 981 GT4. It is ridiculous, guys. This is my first GT car, my goodness. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe if you want more Porsche content. You will be notified every time I publish. Hope you've gotten something out of this, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.